UKV, let's come together to learn.
Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel EduKV. Today we shall discuss about the second chapter of class 9th, tissues. This video isn't going to be a short one, only comprises of epithelial tissue, animal tissue, a broad classification on the basis of function, epithelial tissue, then classification of epithelial tissue and types of the epithelial tissue. Okay friends, let's start one by one. First one is the classification of animal tissue on the basis of function. Here the first point which comes to our mind is about on the basis of function. Actually, animal tissues are divided into four broad categories on the basis of animal tissue. First one is the epithelial tissue, another one is the connective tissue, third muscular tissue, and fourth one is the nervous tissue. Okay, in a broad classification manner, what epithelial tissues are again divided into five types. First one is the squamous epithelial tissue, another one is the cuboidal epithelial tissue, third one is the columnar epithelial tissue, fourth one is the ciliated epithelial tissue, and the fifth one is the stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Again, connective tissue is divided into four different types. First one is the areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue, skeletal connective tissue, and fluid connective tissue. And once again, they were again divided into tendon and ligament, areolar connective tissue, and the skeletal connective tissue converted into divided into two parts. First one is the bone, another one is the cartilage. Then fluid connective tissue is divided into blood and lymph, and the third one is the muscular tissue. This muscular tissue is divided into again three parts, three types. First one is the striated muscular, smooth muscular, and the cardiac muscular. This is all about the animal tissue on the basis of function. It's a broad classification of animal tissues. Okay friends, now next point is about the epithelial tissue, and this is the simplest tissue what we have learned. As all of you know, the epithelial tissue is the simplest one. Epithelial tissue or epithelium, Greek epi means epi. In Greek letter, epi means upon, and theli means nipple. Okay, nipple, upon. Okay, it is the simplest kind of animal tissues that occurs as a protective covering. Okay, it consists of more or one layers of tightly cohesive sheets of cells. It is a covering or protective tissue that is separated from the underlying tissue by fibers. This epithelial tissue is the outermost tissue, outermost covering. It is a covering of protective tissue, and it is separated from the underlying tissue of fibers or basement membrane, hence always grown on other tissue. The important characteristic of the epithelial tissue is that they always grows on other tissue, upon means over the other tissue. Now they can be simple, that means they can be made up of one layer of cells, or stratified, that means made up of many layer of cells. Now the characteristic is that they are tightly packed cells to form a continuous sheet. First thing is that they have characteristic, they cover the body surface as an outer layer of skin and provide protection to the underlying tissue from mechanical injury, drying up, entry of germs. All are its functions. Okay, they are tightly packed cells to form a continuous sheet outside. Outside they form a continuous sheet and protect the underlying fibrous tissue. And epithelial tissue do not have any intercellular, actually they have no intercellular spaces in them. Now the location is that on the basis of location they are form over the skin. Okay, they form the lining of mouth, blood vessels lining, alveoli, and kidney tubules. They are present on all over the surfaces of these structures. It covers the organs and even cavities inside the body and separates different systems from each other. Okay, as it forms the outer skin of the outer layer of the skin, it protects the body from drying, as I have already told you, injury and other infection. So in this way you can call these epithelial tissue as it provide protection to the underlying tissue from mechanical injury, drying up, entry of germs, protect from entry of germs and harmful chemicals. These are all the functions of the epithelial tissue. And then epithelial tissue forms the lining of mouth, alimentary canal and other internal organs as well. Epithelial lining of the intestine absorbs water and digested food. And then epithelial tissue help in the elimination of nitrogenous and other waste products. Now, first one is that note, as whatever be the means that enters the body or the leaves must cross at least one layer of epithelium tissue. That means this is a note, anything, whatever enters into our body, as anything enters into the body must cross at least one layer of epithelium, that is squamous epithelium. Permeability of cells of epithelium is important for exchange of substances. Okay? Whatever enters in the body must cross at least one layer of epithelium, that is squamous epithelium. Classification of epithelium. On the basis of a number of layers, we can divide the epithelial layers into epithelium tissues into two parts. First one is the simple epithelial tissue, another one is the stratified epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissues are those tissues which are made up of single cell layer, and stratified epithelial tissues are those tissues which are made up of many cell layer thick. Okay, on the basis of the cell shape, actually epithelial tissues are divided into broadly classified into squamous epithelial, cuboidal epithelium and columnar epithelium type of cells, and they consist simple cuboidal, simple squamous, simple columnar and stratified squamous type of epithelial tissues. Types of epithelial tissues. Different epithelia show different structures as they perform different functions. First one is the squamous epithelium, which I have told you in earlier slides that squamous epitheliums are thin, they are flat, irregular cells which fit like floor tiles, to form a delicate lining, and these are known as pavement epithelium, and they have nuclei in the center. Okay, now the another one is the location in the body. They may be present in the esophagus, lining of the mouth, or alveoli of the lungs and blood vessels. That means squamous epithelium are present in the esophagus, means food pipe, lining of the mouth, internal of the buccal cavity, and alveoli of the lungs. As I have told you that lungs have alveoli, exchange organ, and they may be present over this exchange organ covering. And then blood vessels. The function of this squamous epithelium is to protect the underlying tissue from injury, any type of injury, protect the underlying tissue. And then germ exchange, means they protect also from external germs or pathogen, and they help in the exchange of gases in the case of lungs, as they are present in the alveoli, and materials between the cells and the blood, because they are present over the blood covering or blood epithelium. Okay, so that's why they help in the exchange of materials between the cell and the blood. Okay, in this way, another one is the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium is the cells are cuboidal in nature, cubes type, and round nucleus is in the center, and here the round nucleus is present in the center, and the nucleus is actually present in the center here. Now, this type of cuboidal epithelium tissues are mostly prevalent in the kidney tubules, or duct of salivary glands. They may be present in the kidney tubules and duct of salivary gland. And the function of these type of epithelial tissues are mechanical support. They provide mechanical support to these organs, and at the time of epithelial tissue folds and forms a gland, these secrete substances, and such epithelium is called glandular epithelium. If these type of epithelial tissue folds and secretes some substances, and then they form the glandular epithelium, means epithelial tissue converted into glands, and they help into secrete different type of substances. Then third one is the columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium is a type of tissues. They are more tall. They are more tall in nature, like this one, pillar like, less wide. They are more tall, less wide, pillar like structures, and placed in side by side, and they present side by side. Okay, and nucleus is situated near the base. The difference between this one and the above two one, that nucleus is present in the center. Nucleus is present in the center. Here the nuclei present at the base. This is the difference between squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, and columnar epithelium. Location of the body, location in the body is that they are present inner lining of the intestine, and in respiratory tracts. And cells have cilia, that means hair-like structures that move and push the mucus to clear it. Such epithelium is called ciliated columnar epithelium. This type of epithelial tissues, columnar epithelium, have certain hair-like structures, and these hair-like structures helps in to move the mucus to clear it and push the mucus to clear it, and that's why they are called as ciliated columnar and epithelium. Ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay. Now the function of these columnar epitheliums tissues are help in absorption. They helps in the absorption, excretion, and secretion. Absorption, excretion, and secretion. These are the three main important functions of the columnar epithelium. Now the fourth one is the striated squamous epithelium. It is a squamous of flat type cells arranged in many layers. That's why it is called as striated. Striated means many layer of squamous epitheliums. Many layer of squamous epitheliums are present. They actually prevent wear and tear of parts, body parts. They prevent wear and tear of the body part, and they are present in the skin, and it prevent wear and tear. They are present on the tongue, esophagus lining of the mouth, and the function of these striated squamous epithelium is to protect, prevent wear and tear. Recapitulation questions. First one, name the tissue that is protective tissue in animals. As I have already told you, that is epithelial tissue. Which epithelium is also called pavement epithelium? In earlier slide I have already discussed it to you. Name the organ, name one organ where ciliated epithelium is present, and state the function of the ciliated epithelium in the organ. It is given in the table. Then differentiate between the types of epithelium and draw diagrams for each. Please